I'm at the top and there's no one ahead of me. Too many niggas, I made them my enemies. Fuck with the energy, mess with the synergy. I'm about to go ahead and lick, I'm a felony.
What?
You telling me, what is you telling me? What is you telling me? What is you telling me? What is you telling me?
Shit, I have a video to shoot.
At the top and there's no one ahead of me. Too many niggas, I made them my enemies. Fuck with the energy, mess with the synergy. I'm about to go ahead and lick, I'm a felony.
Yeah, so I promised my subscribers that today I'm going to show you guys about how I flip a small account, right? But anyway, what I have for you guys today is a very unique one. I've not really done any of such thing on my YouTube channel, but today I'm going to do that, right? Specifically looking into me thinking about myself as a trader that has got really like a small fund and how I can be able to live off from the market using that small fund. So I kind of recently deposited 30,000 rand, right? It's actually around 10,000 Ghana cedis, or at the same time I think $2,000, and I've been trying to live off the market. I've been trading this account for 5 days now, right? So I'm trying to flip the bag at the same time using proper risk management, right? So this is more like a 2,000 to, let's say, a 20,000 challenge, anything like that, whichever one you want to put it. So what I'm going to show you guys is first the trade history, the withdrawals I've made, how I plan on taking on this account, and then maybe you can learn a thing or two from it, right? So if you come and watch this, right, you can specifically see that I've made a total profit of I think 11,000 on this account. So now let's take a good look into the history of this account and then watching the market to how I've been able to, like, you know, use the market to scale in on these positions and then made this whole amount of money. So what I'm going to do now is just like take a breakdown of all the trade analysis that I went into and explain how I use that to get a setup here, right? So starting off, we have to look at GBPUSD, right? So I started getting a trade on GBPUSD. Now let me explain this setup on GBPUSD for you. I took this trade when we were around this area in the market, right? So around this area, right, let me try and zoom this in so that you guys see it properly. Around this area, I started seeing that we're forming some form of resistance area here, right? So with this resistance, and then we had some rejection confirmation, I knew that this market had definitely the opportunity to make a little bit of a retracement, at least maybe pull back 50% of its move, right? So this was where the catch was. After I had all those confirmation, trying to scale in on this market, then it means that I had to find my entry here. Specifically jumping in here and then scaling down until we hit that key level that I'm expecting the market to reach, right? But the catch here when you're trading this, trying to scale in and live off the market, is that you cannot just take one position, maybe 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.01 or 0.02, whatever lot size you like to do, and then end it there, because there's likelihood that you wouldn't make anything that you can literally live off, right? So with this kind of thing, what we do is that we like to scale in. So first off, you have to do your high time frame analysis. And by high time frame analysis, I really mean looking into the 4 hour, marking out your zone, marking out the ranges, knowing specifically that, yeah, if you're looking for a resistance in a particular range, the market has given you that confirmation, or if you're looking at support or the trend line or whatever your confluence is, you have really got that clear before you want to do what I want to show you, right? So with what I want to show you, after you've had that, it is advisable to look at this from the lower time frame, right? Especially like the 15-minute time frame, because on the 15 minutes, then you have more price action clarity, right? Rather than looking at it on the 4 hour, which is like one big candle. If you're looking at this on the 15-minute and the momentum is still gearing towards your direction, then you know that, yeah, you can be able to keep scaling on this. But my approach to this specifically, right, is that after I've had my confirmation, let's say up to this point, remember that up to this point, that's my confirmation on the 4 hour, right? Knowing that, yeah, we've had this bearish engulfing and stuff like that, and I'm trying to like scale in more. I only need to look into the 15 minutes and add on more positions as the market keeps making lower high and lower low on the 15-minute time frame. So I'm going to kind of backtest this, and then we see exactly how this thing played out, right? So you see that it pushed up in my favor. I add more positions. If the market pulls back against me, I add some more positions, and then once it pushes, I add some more positions. Remember that at the end of the day, we know that the worst case scenario where we're going to be panicking or seek to know that we are likely to be wrong in this market if it crosses this last high here, because this last high here is a high that was created on the 4 hour after our confirmation. So realize that with what I even did, the high there is here, and then the market is currently trading around here, right? So yeah, we calculate our lot sizes and add a few more positions because it is trying to make a retracement, right? So once we add on more positions, what do we observe here? A continuous push up, consolidation, then boom, this market literally fulfills our setup and gives us as much as how many pips? 78 pips, almost 80 pips on this. So even if you took or you scaled in 0.1 about 5 times or 6 times or 7 times, that's 0.7 on 80 pips, then you make a lot of money. So that is how I've gradually been scaling in on this and then being able to grow it up to this point. Another setup that I took on this same trade was gold trade. I took it on the 4 hour. It was actually us at this point in the market for gold. So as at this point, like again, I had observed my confluences in the higher time frame. I've seen exactly that there was a reaction there. Gold was supposed to make some level of a retracement, but I was literally expecting that this retracement is going to hit somewhere here before maybe a major continuation. Nonetheless, I was trying to catch and flip my bag from that retracement, right? So looking at these gold positions, you can see here, I was trying to like catch more sales from that retracement direction, right? So again, after the confirmation, remember that I have to switch to the lower time frame so that I can have a clear picture of what this market is doing. And in the lower time frame, I still kind of mark out these key support areas and then resistance areas to know that we can have some reactions when the market decides to pull back into these minor support resistance areas, right? So once that was marked out, then I started scaling in on gold, right? So again, on gold, started selling around here, and then it pushed up against me, right? It pushed up against me up to this point, and I knew that, yeah, this was likely the last but one area where I'm going to sort of panic that this thing may fail against me. Nonetheless, I wasn't trading this blindly because remember I had done my high time frame analysis. So worst case scenario, I know that my stop loss needs to be here, or I'll cut out my trade at a loss when this market trades above here from the high time frame perspective, right? So this red area here denotes my last point of interest, right? So again, I was targeting gold to come some more lower. Now let's look at how this setup also played out. So consolidating quickly, then it pushes down. So upon pushing down quickly, then that makes up as much as how many pips? About 200 pips on gold, you know. But before that, remember that we started scaling in from here. We added some more positions here, we added some more positions here, and added some more positions here. So here was the last point where we decided not to add any more positions because we are approaching our last zone of interest. And if this market continued here, then it would have been like, you know, possibly we taking the L, which is something that happens when you're trying to flip a bag, right? So you don't want to do that if you've not really accepted the risk. But at the end of the day, the interesting thing is that we've had some nice results, nice blues. Let me take this slowly so that you guys see that, yeah, we have consistently been making money off the market. And here we made a 5,000 withdrawal. We come all the way down again. Here we also made a 4,000 withdrawal and a 5,000 withdrawal, and we are still growing this account. So the balance still remains 30,000, and just today we made another 1,600 on it. So yeah, we're still growing this. Once this one comes back into the 10,000, then I'm going to process a withdrawal. So the psychology behind this, like I said at the beginning of the video, is that we are trying to live off the market with our small fund, right? So trying to live off the market with our small fund, what it means is that we need to be processing withdrawals on a weekly basis. So it means that throughout the whole week we're trying to get entry positions on the market, key, you know, specific entries, and then high probability trade setup, scaling on them, make some profit, keep it, go in the next day if the opportunity is right for us again, scaling again, and at the end of the week we process a withdrawal. So last week we processed a withdrawal which was around $1,000, which in essence is about 10,000 rand, or even in Ghanaian cedis almost 5,000, Ghana cedis. So imagine that you can be able to trade off the market with a small account and withdraw 5,000 Ghana cedis on a weekly basis. You can literally quit your job and live off the market. But nonetheless, there's a terms and conditions here. The market is not always going to provide you that continuous opportunity you had to sustain no injuries. When I say injuries, I mean taking a loss, because definitely there's going to be down days. But so far, as you can observe here, we've not had that down days, right? So yeah, I hope this short lesson gives you your kind of insight to understand how I look into scaling on the market and, you know, turning things around, flipping the bag, right? Even if not for the fact that I'm processing withdrawals, which is necessary, right? Before you want to grow any account, you must understand that the market is not a friendly environment. Your trading account is not a savings account, it's an investment. So anytime a market provides you a return on your investment, you got to pull some out and then go back in again. So I made about, let's say, 40% return on my investment. There was no point in trying to flip it to 200 before I withdraw. Now I'm trying to pull out all my capital from the market. Once I pull out all my capital, then it's a game play here, right? So gameplay is where I'm going to take this account, like I said, which is 2,000 to possibly a 10,000 or 20,000, or from the 30,000 rand to 100,000 rand, who knows, right? But this is the first episode. Hopefully you see how this account keep growing in the second episode. And in the second episode, I'm likely to be showing you live trades in the videos. This one are trades that I took already. So in the second episode, I'll try my best as possible to set my camera here so that once I place the positions, I explain the confluence behind why I'm taking those trades, and then you can also benefit from it. So I'm going to end the video with explaining today's setup on gold, the one that actually made me get that 1,600 rand, right? So if you watch gold, right, if you watch gold, like I said, we are still trending upwards, right? I already shot a video of explaining the patterns, how gold is trading, creating high, low formations. So as at this point, I've been kind of expecting that gold is going to make some level of retracement at this point. So when I say retracement, I'm expecting it to push a little bit down like this, right? So in the morning, we saw a confirmation that kind of gave us the indication that gold was going to create some lows. So just as we've done in the GBPUSD and then the other trades, we got to now mark out our 4-hour confirmations and then scale in on the 15-minute to find specific entries for our setup, right? So this is exactly how this thing looks like, right? So from the Asian session was when we had this confirmation, and then if you look at this, it means that at any continuous push on the downside, we got to add positions on the sell side, right? Targeting here as our last point of exiting from that lower time frame, scalping or intraday trading perspective, right? So if you look at this, right, look at how it built up. A continuous push, then we hit the first range, then what happens, we pushed a little lower, and then we started pulling back again. So this is where most people panic, especially people that trade the lower time frame, right? We started pulling back, but upon pulling back, see where we got to in gold, right? This was still a confirmation for me, because when I still watched it in the higher time frame, which is the 4-hour, nothing had really changed from here, right? The confirmation was still intact. We are still not trading above that confirmation area. Remember that my confirmation for sell area is anywhere above this region, right? So again, now we're on the 15-minute, is making a pullback, but that pullback is an opportunity to add more positions before this market eventually goes wherever it wants to go, right? So let's see a little more into this. Consolidation, and this is that point in time where we have made a lot of consolidation on the 15-minute, found some entry confirmations again on the 15-minute, and what does it signify? Time to scale in again, right? So after we made the scaling, if the profit is enough, you can definitely close some positions out of it, because we started jumping in from here. Close some positions, pull back on you, start to form rejections, then you jump in, and let's see exactly how this thing plays out. Boom, then you just exit the market with such a quick profit, considering the fact that, yeah, we just added some more positions and we came back to these lows, right? So that explains how detailed it is if you want to flip an account, right? Or if you want to make a bag, if you want to make money from the market, you can just jump in on the market at any point in time at all, and you want to scale in, you need to be detailed, and that's exactly what I've showed you. So I hope this short video is very insightful and it can help you flip the bag. Remember, this is just episode 1. I'm going to shoot episode 2 as well and we're going to see eventually where I can be able to take this account. So if you love this video, obviously you need to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, clicking the link in the description to join the Telegram community, because I'll be dropping some of these trades for you to be able to use to flip your bag. Also follow me on all social media, KOJOFOREX, KOJOFOREX, especially Instagram, because I've been doing Instagram live sessions teaching traders for free, right? So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.